German Economist: Trump tariffs saving US. President Donald Trump is tackling an issue the nation has been kicking down the road since the end of the gold standard in 1971, the gaping chasm of fiscal disaster and trade deficits. Predictable reactions everywhere. But how well has the US government anticipated its trading partners' response? How precisely has it calculated the second order effects? The tariff move, tailored precisely to the US economy's national trade deficit, will send shock waves through markets. Stocks sold off at first, but we are stabilizing now that the tariff demo Damocles sword has finally dropped. How will the US dollar and bond markets react to this massive upheaval of the status quo? After turbulence and high volatility, things will likely settle into business as usual, while awareness of credit risks elsewhere, like the Eurozone, grows. There, the initial reaction was defiance. French President Macron urged European companies to freeze investment in the US, while early voices from Brussels hint at taking on American tech giants with feeble regulatory muscles. Elon Musk esque is especially in their crosshairs. Only a cynic would suspect this has anything to do with Europe's censorship efforts, which have so far bounced off the platform without effect. The US stays on the offensive. Meanwhile, the Americans are charging ahead, announcing massive tax cuts. The goal is rapid reindustrialization, job growth in the private sector to absorb the tens of thousands laid off from by bloated government bureaucracies, a problem the EU still refuses to tackle. Alongside this, the energy sector is being deregulated, securing measurable cost advantages for America's manufacturers over their European rivals. The aim is to wrap up the trade deficit, which ballooned to a staggering $794 billion last year. Remarkably, Marx didn't see the tariffs club coming, even though Trump never hid his intent to bludgeon it out of existence if needed be. Time and again, he stressed that the US would no longer be taken for a ride or bleed dry. And more than once, he pointed toward Brussels. Key sectors like the auto industry, a tough blow for Germany, semiconductors, and AI data centers are set to stage a stunning comeback under the Made in the USA banner. Collateral damage, the euro dollar market. This policy is laser focused on national interest and might just work, but it comes with collateral damage. It's not just the tougher price competition foreign companies will face in the US market. A shrinking US trade deficit will massively disrupt the international capital market. Since the end of World War II, a dollar denominated credit market, the so called euro dollar market, has emerged. It's the great unknown in the race for cheap dollar credit, which, as the world's reserve currency with over 50% percentage dominance, still rules the global credit mechanisms. Even China's forced pivot or Russia's exclusion from SWIFT amid sanctions couldn't dent this supremacy. How will international banks cope with this slow drying up of liquidity? How will states refinance themselves when they need fresh dollar credit for debt servicing? We are heading into a time of extreme stress in the credit framework. One thing is clear: if the US manages to shrink its trade deficit, dollar credit will get pricier. Fiscal room will melt away like ice in the sun, and the Federal Reserve will gain new pricing power over its product, dollar credit. Once this process is underway, we will witness what Trump aimed for with his Liberation Day, a rewildering of the global economy.